Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today, we're going beyond just the hype. We're looking at two specific companies that NVIDIA, the AI powerhouse, has chosen to invest in.
Yeah, it's like looking into a crystal ball, seeing where they think the real action in AI is going.
It's not just about jumping on the bandwagon, it's about understanding what they see in these companies.
And frankly, why you should care too.
Absolutely. So first up is Recursion Pharmaceuticals. Now, you might not know the name, but they're doing something we're all pretty invested in, making new medicines.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Traditional drug development, it's slow
Oh, it's painfully slow.
and expensive.
And most of all, it's just riddled with setbacks.
You're not kidding. I mean, think about it. 90% of drug candidates fail.
90% in clinical trials.
All that means wasted resources, years of research down the drain.
And for patients, just dashed hopes. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking and frankly just inefficient. So how is Recursion changing the game?
They're bringing AI into the lab.
Okay, AI and medicine, we hear that a lot, but what's different here?
It's the scale. They've created this massive, and I mean massive, biological database they call the Recursion Data Universe.
Like, how big are we talking?
We're talking over 23 petabytes of data.
Okay, I'm going to need you to translate that for me. What does 23 petabytes even mean?
Imagine 300,000 years worth of HD video. That's how much data we're talking about.
300,000. So what does all that data actually do for them?
It's like they've built this digital map of human biology, the recursion map, and they can run millions of simulations, test potential drug interactions, all in a fraction of the time it would take using traditional methods.
So instead of years in the lab, it's all happening digitally.
Exactly.
That's incredible. And I guess that's why NVIDIA sees the potential with their $50 million investment.
It's a huge vote of confidence. But it's not just NVIDIA. They've also got some big pharma companies excited.
Oh, yeah. Like who?
Bayer, Roche, these are major players. And get this, they just acquired another leader in AI drug discovery called Exscientia.
How much did they shell out for that?
A cool $688 million.
Wow. Sounds like they're putting together an AI dream team over there. What's the end game?
Well, to put it in the words of Recursion's chief R&D officer, Najat Khan, they want to make medicines better and faster.
Better and faster. I like the sound of that. Okay, so we've got AI revolutionizing how new drugs are discovered. But let's shift gears to something a little closer to home. Literally.
Where are we going?
NVIDIA has also invested in a company called Serve Robotics, and they're changing how we think about food delivery.
Yeah, remember those sci-fi movies with robots zipping around, delivering stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Serve's making that a reality.
So are these robots actually out there? Like, I've seen those clunky things in viral videos, but are we talking about real-deal robots delivering food right now?
Not just concepts. They're operating right now in Los Angeles.
LA? Okay. How many of these things are out there?
And they have a deal with Uber Eats to roll out 2,000 of them by the end of 2025.
2,000 robots? That's a pretty ambitious goal.
Ambitious and achievable, apparently. Those robots are expected to pay for themselves within 12 months.
So it's not just a novelty. It's actually a working business model.
Exactly. And these aren't those clunky robots you mentioned. They're on their third generation.
So what's different about them? What kind of tech are we talking about?
Well, they've got the NVIDIA Jetson Orin module inside for processing power. Then there's ouster sensors and LiDAR for navigating.
And can they carry more food than those earlier versions?
Yeah, they've got bigger cargo bins. They're also more weather resistant, got smoother suspension for rough streets.
So they're thinking about the real-world conditions these things have to operate in.
Definitely. And of course, safety is a priority, so they've got faster emergency braking.
It's all about refining the design, making them truly functional. NVIDIA saw that potential too. They invested $3.7 million through convertible notes. Can you break that down quickly for anyone who doesn't speak Wall Street?
Sure, convertible notes are like loans that can turn into ownership of the company later on.
Ah, so it's like a gamble that could pay off big time for NVIDIA if Serve takes off.
Exactly. So we've got the robots, they've got the technology, and the backing of big names like NVIDIA and Uber Eats. What's next?
What's next? That's the big question, right?
Yeah.
I mean, where do you even go from there?
Well, Serve's not limiting themselves to just sidewalks. They're partnering with Wing Aviation, the drone delivery company.
Whoa, hold on. Robots handing off packages to drones. Is that what we're talking about?
That's the vision. For deliveries further than 5 miles, a Serve robot could meet a Wing drone and transfer the package for faster air transport.
It's like they're building a whole network. But wait, there's even more. Serve acquired a company called Weibo, And this is where it gets really interesting.
All right, I'm hooked. What's Weibo all about?
They're all about kitchen robotics.
Kitchen robotics. Okay. So like those robot arms that flip burgers.
That's one way to put it. But get this, they created the avocado robot.
The avocado. All right, what does that do?
It makes guacamole, and it's being used by, wait for it, Chipotle.
No way! The home of my favorite burrito bowl.
Apparently, Chipotle makes over 100 million pounds of guacamole every year.
100 million.
That's a lot of avocados. So what's the plan here? Is Serve becoming like a one-stop shop for all things food automation?
It seems so. They're combining in-restaurant tech and delivery tech. They could be a real leader in the future of food service.
Well, their CEO, Dr. Ali Kashani, definitely seems optimistic. He said, regarding our agreement with Uber Eats to deploy 2,000 robots by year-end 2025, we are ahead of schedule with the initial manufacturing and rollout.
That's impressive.
He went on to say, we remain on track to deploy 2,000 new robots across multiple markets next year.
Okay, so they're not just talking, they're walking the walk.
For sure. And it doesn't stop there. Kashani also highlighted their other wins, saying, furthermore, we announced the potential acquisition of Weibo, which brings us into a strategically adjacent service offering, and we initiated partnerships with Wing Aviation and Shake Shack to expand our reach.
Shake Shack, huh? They're really going for it.
And to top it all off, he said, importantly, we successfully raised $32.3 million in new capital to provide financial flexibility and fund our expansion plans.
It sounds like Serve got the wind in their sails.
So Serve's hitting their milestones, expanding partnerships, and raising capital. They are definitely on a roll. But before we go any further down this rabbit hole, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture here.
All right, zoom out for me. What are we seeing?
We've got two companies, Recursion and Serve, doing completely different things, yet NVIDIA sees something special in both of them.
Yeah, what's the common thread? Why these two?
I think it's about the strategic use of AI to solve real-world problems. They're investing in companies that aren't just building cool technology, they're building solutions that could have a huge impact on our lives.
Yeah, I see that. We're not just talking about some far-off AI future. This is happening now.
That's where we're deep diving into this. We want to understand not just the technology, but what it means for you.
Right, because it's not just about the tech itself. It's how it's used, how we adapt to it, and how we make sure it benefits everyone.
So what we've learned about these two companies, it's just the tip of the iceberg.
There's a whole universe of AI out there.
Yeah.
And we're just beginning to explore its potential.
It's definitely a journey worth taking, and we're glad you're along for the ride.
It's amazing, isn't it, how both of these companies are approaching this whole AI thing.
What do you mean?
Well, it's not just about building the coolest tech.
It's got to be more than that, right?
Yeah, it's about strategy, partnerships, the big picture. Think about Recursion Pharmaceuticals, their acquisition of Exscientia.
Yeah, that was a big move.
It wasn't just about, taking out a competitor. It was calculated. They wanted to combine forces, create this powerhouse in AI drug discovery.
So it's not enough to have good technology. You need to play the game, too.
Exactly. And that kind of strategy, it attracts attention. Big pharma is taking notice.
You're talking about those partnerships with Bayer and Roche.
Those are huge. It shows they're doing something right. And then there's Serve Robotics. They're not just building robots in a vacuum.
Right. It's all about the ecosystem they're building.
They've got Uber Eats for the widespread delivery network, Wing Aviation to expand their reach.
And even Shake Shack.
Shake Shack. Yep. They're thinking about specific markets.
It's like 3D chess. They're thinking several moves ahead. And that's what gets a company like NVIDIA interested. They're not just investing in robots, they're investing in a vision.
A vision of the future, yeah, where AI is just seamlessly woven into our lives.
Our medicine, our food. It's a little mind-blowing when you think about it.
And it's happening now. It's not some distant sci-fi thing. But then it makes you wonder, what does all this mean for us?
That's the question, right? Will we all have robots making our guacamole and delivering our burgers?
Could be, but it goes deeper. How will this reshape entire industries? New jobs created, old jobs gone, how will we live?
It's exciting, but it's a little daunting too. I mean, with all this talk about robots and algorithms, it's easy to forget that AI is a tool.
That's important to remember, yeah. It's how we use it that matters.
Exactly. And it's up to us, all of us, to make sure it's used responsibly. We need to be asking the tough questions now.
Absolutely. Questions like, how do we ensure AI is ethical? How do we prevent bias? Data privacy, all huge issues.
It's not just up to the companies making this tech to figure it out.
We all have a stake in this.
We need to be informed, engaged, and proactive in shaping the future. We're creating this together, right now.
It strikes me that we often get caught up in the flashy AI applications, self-driving cars, robots flipping burgers, but what about the less obvious ways it's being used?
Oh, behind the scenes. Like what?
Well, healthcare is a big one. I'm not just talking about drug discovery, although that's huge. AI is being used to analyze medical images, mammograms, x-rays.
It's like having an extra set of eyes, but better.
Better, much better. AI can spot things humans might miss, detect diseases earlier.
And that early detection, that can be life-saving.
Absolutely. It means better treatment, better outcomes.
What other kinds of things are they doing with AI in healthcare?
They're personalizing treatment plans, predicting how patients will respond, even assisting in surgeries.
It's not replacing doctors, is it?
No, it's augmenting them, giving them more information, better tools to make decisions.
It's like AI is becoming a doctor's best friend. Okay, so we've got AI fighting disease. Where else is this behind the scenes AI making a difference?
Education, personalized learning platforms, AI tailoring the experience for each student.
So no more one size fits all. It's like a personal tutor for everyone.
Exactly. AI figures out their learning style, provides targeted support.
That's amazing, especially for students who might not have access to traditional learning environment.
It's democratizing education, making it more accessible for everyone.
This is pretty incredible stuff. So AI is fighting disease, personalizing education. What else is on this list?
How about tackling climate change?
Oh, wow. Okay. How was AI helping with that?
It's monitoring deforestation, predicting extreme weather.
So we can better prepare for those events.
Right. And it's helping us optimize energy consumption.
Making sure we're using our resources more efficiently.
Yeah, and developing cleaner energy solutions. It's a pretty big deal.
It sounds like AI is being used to solve some of humanity's biggest problems. It's pretty inspiring, actually.
It is inspiring. But we gotta remember that AI is still a tool. And like any tool, it can be misused.
Right. We can't just get carried away with the possibilities and forget about the potential downsides.
We need to be cautious. Think about bias, privacy violations. What if AI gets used for harmful purposes? It's about finding the right balance.
Using AI's power for good while protecting our values. It's a tightrope walk. But it's a walk we need to take.
Well said. It's a journey that requires optimism and caution, innovation and responsibility. And it's a journey we're all on together. There's one area of AI I'm particularly fascinated by, and that's generative AI. It's all the buzz these days.
Generative AI. Yeah, I hear that term everywhere. But I'm not sure I fully understand it. What exactly is it?
It's basically AI that can create things. Content, art, music, even code.
So we're talking AI that writes poems, paints pictures, composes symphonies.
Exactly. And it's doing it with remarkable skill. I mean, there's AI art being sold at auctions, AI scripts for short films, even AI composing music that you can barely distinguish from human composers.
It's blurring the lines between human and machine creativity.
It's wild, right? It's forcing us to rethink what creativity even means. But generative AI goes way beyond just art.
Oh, okay. So how else is it being used?
Well, in marketing, it can write targeted ad copy, product descriptions, even design logos.
It's like having an entire creative team at your disposal. That's pretty powerful.
Right. And in software development, it can write code, documentation, even help with debugging.
So it's not just creating pretty things, it's doing real work. It sounds like generative AI is poised to disrupt a lot of industries.
Yeah, it has that potential. Think about the tasks it could automate, the efficiency it could unlock, and it might spark completely new forms of creativity. But with all this potential comes some serious ethical questions.
Yeah, like what are the potential downsides?
Misuse is a big one. Imagine
know.
someone using this to create fake news articles or manipulating social media.
It's giving bad actors a new set of tools.
Exactly. We need to be very careful about that. We need ways to detect and combat AI-generated misinformation. And then there's the copyright issue.
Oh yeah, if AI is creating content based on existing work, who owns it? That's a tricky one.
Very tricky. Is AI-generated content public domain? Does the creator of the AI own it? These are questions we need to answer.
It sounds like we need some new rules for this new world.
We definitely do. This conversation is just getting started. It's both fascinating and a little bit scary, isn't it?
It is. It's pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible. We have to rethink our assumptions about creativity, ownership, responsibility. It's a lot to process.
It is. Every time we think we've got a handle on AI, it evolves. New challenges, new opportunities. We've covered a lot of ground so far in this deep dive.
We have. From those amazing companies, NVIDIA's backing to the ethical concerns around AI, and that mind-blowing generative AI, it's clear AI is not science fiction anymore.
It's shaping our world now.
So what does it all mean? What have we learned from this deep dive so far?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is this. AI isn't just about technology, it's changing society
It's changing how we work, how we learn, how we see the world,
and how we see ourselves. It's like AI is holding a mirror up to us.
showing us our strengths, our weaknesses, everything. And it's not a single thing, is it?
No, AI is so diverse, so many different applications, some good, some potentially harmful.
And that's why remembering it's a tool is so important. We get to decide how it's used.
We have to be responsible. Think about the ethical implications, bias, privacy, all of that. We have to be proactive, set up safeguards.
It's about finding that balance between progress and protection.
Exactly. And the final takeaway, I think, is this. AI is not just about the future, it's about now. It's already here, it's impacting our lives every day.
In ways we might not even realize.
The algorithms that decide what we see online, the systems that help us navigate our cities, AI is all around us.
And that trend is only going to continue.
So we have to stay informed, be part of this conversation. It's not just about watching it happen, it's about shaping it.
We need to ask the tough questions. Hold these companies accountable, work together to ensure AI benefits humanity. That's on all of us.
Absolutely. The future of AI is not predetermined. We're making choices every day that shape it.
So let's make wise choices. I want to leave our listeners with one last thing to think about.
All right, lay it on me.
We've talked a lot about how AI impacts us, but what about the other way around?
You mean how we impact AI?
Exactly. Every time we use it, whether it's a chatbot or a recommendation algorithm, we're feeding it data.
And that data shapes its behavior.
Our choices, our preferences, they're all shaping AI.
It's not a one-way street then. We're adapting to AI, and it's adapting to us.
It's a two-way street, a constant feedback loop. It's an interesting way to think about it.
It is.
It's a good reminder that the future of AI isn't something that's just going to happen to us.
We're creating it together right now.
And that's a powerful thought to end on. The future is not set in stone. It's up to all of us to shape it wisely.
Well said. And the journey of discovery continues.
It's weird, isn't it? We talk about AI like it's this separate thing.
Yeah, like it's other, especially with all that talk about robots becoming self-aware and,
Taking over the world.
exactly taking over the world. But the reality is,
It's a reflection of us.
yeah,
AI is a product of human ingenuity, of creativity.
and our flaws.
Oh, absolutely our flaws. It's
Yeah.
like AI is holding up this mirror,
To humanity.
showing us not just what we can do, but our biases, our assumptions.
Yeah, our blind spots.
So it's not just AI learning from us.
It's us learning from AI.
It makes us really examine our own values, see things from different perspectives.
Makes us think differently, question what we thought we knew, consider possibilities we might never have imagined on our own.
Which leads to some pretty big questions.
Yeah.
What does it even mean to be creative when AI can, generate art?
Right.
What does it mean to be intelligent when AI can do certain tasks better than us?
These are deep questions. It gets philosophical pretty quickly.
It really does. I mean, what is consciousness? What is creativity? What does it even mean to be human?
Yeah, it's almost like AI is pushing us to redefine what it means to be human in this age of intelligent machines.
Exactly.
We often talk about AI as like humans versus machines, this competition.
Yeah.
But maybe that's the wrong way to think about it.
Maybe. What if it's about collaboration?
Oh, I like that. Humans and AI working together.
Each using their strengths to achieve something bigger.
Yeah.
More optimistic way to see it.
And honestly, probably a more realistic one. We've always used tools to extend our abilities, haven't we? The wheel, the printing press, the internet. AI is just the next tool.
It's a tool that can help us solve some massive problems.
Yeah.
Maybe even create a better future for everyone. But it comes back to that responsibility piece, doesn't it?
We have to guide it, make sure it's used ethically.
Yeah.
That's on us.
The future of AI isn't some predetermined thing. We are shaping it. Every decision we make, every conversation we have.
It's in our hands. Powerful thought, isn't it?
It is. The future of AI is not happening to us. We're creating it right now in this
Yeah.
moment. It's a good note to end on, I think.
It is. The future's not set in stone. It's up to us to make it a good one. A future where AI and humanity, they thrive together.
That's a future worth working towards. And as always, the journey of discovery continues. Keep exploring, keep questioning, keep pushing the boundaries, folks. Until next time.